Hello and welcome to one of my biggest videos of the season. It is time to predict the Premier League. Before I start though, make sure you join my Premier League Fantasy Football League. The code will be on the screen now and there will be a link in the description to join. So go ahead and join right now. So in my 20th spot, going straight down to the Championship, is Sheffield United. The main reason about Sheffield United, I just don't think they've got the quality. They've lost Iliman and Dye to Olympique Marseille for £20 million. I just can't see them doing that well. They don't have enough quality. In 19th place, I have put Luton Town. Luton Town have the cheapest squad in the league. They've signed some new wing-back players and they've also got a good striker called Morris. However, I don't think they've invested enough in the squad to stay up. I don't think they've got the quality to stay up, but I think they will do better than Sheffield United and I think they will get some points here and there. Before I talk about my 18th spot, make sure you smash that like button and the subscribe button. I am so close to 400 subscribers and I'd really love to get to 400 soon. But now let's get into my 18th spot. In 18th place, which is the last spot to be relegated, I put Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers are also known as Wolves. They only got 11 points from away matches last season. They are one of the lowest goal scoring teams in the Premier League. They've lost some players like Jimenez, Ruben Neves, Connor Cody, to Leicester. I just can't see them staying up. I don't think they've got the quality. Now for my 17th place, which is just to survive, I put Everton. And Everton, they've got too much pressure on the players. They've got a lot of pressure because they want to be in the Premier League for their new stadium, which will be happening in the season after this one. I don't think they've got the quality to do that well in the Premier League, but they do seem to survive every season. And I think they'll just have the same tired squad. Nothing more to say about them, but I do think they're going to stay up. Now for 16th place, I've gone down to the South Coast to see AFC Bournemouth. And I don't think Bournemouth will do amazing next season. They conceded 71 goals last season, which is terrible. They need to stop that. They need to score more goals as well, as they don't really have a key goal scorer. They have invested in the squad though, which is quite good to hear about, but their manager Gary O'Neill has left and I think that's going to have a huge impact on the players and the whole team in general. And now on to 15th place, I have put the winners of the Championship last season, Burnley. I really like Burnley's manager, Vincent Kompany. I think I liked him as a player and I think he'll do well in the Premier League as being a manager. But they aren't that strong in terms of the players they have. They've made some signings. They've got James Trafford, a new goalkeeper. Also, I think they have had the best transfer window out of all the teams that have been up from the Championship, which include also Sheffield United and Luton. I think they'll be quite good, but I don't think they'll be good enough to get into the top half. I do think they'll finish 15th, which is, I'd say, a good season for them. In 14th place, I have put the team with the oldest squad in the league, Fulham. And Fulham, I don't think they're going to do amazing next season, but I think the main worry for them is about Mitrovic, their goal scorer. If he goes to Saudi Arabia, I don't think it's going to go well for them, as I don't think they'll score enough goals to do that well. However, Fulham have been saying that they will not sell him, and I think that is quite a good move from Fulham, and I think they really need to keep him if they want to do well next season. In 13th place, I put the team that us Brighton fans hate, Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace, they've lost Zaha, which means they do need to focus on Eze and Elise. They do have some decent players, but they only scored 40 goals last season, which isn't enough, I don't think. On average, that's only just more than 1 goal per game, and that won't be enough for them. And now for 12th place, I put the Reds in the East Midlands, Nottingham Forest. And I really like the manager, Steve Cooper. I think he's a great manager. Nottingham Forest, they've got Anthony Elanga from Man United, which I think is an amazing signing for them. They've also brought in some new decent players. I also like the fact how they are looking at and developing on the players they already have, and I think for next season they are going to look strong. In 11th place, I put the Hammers from East London, West Ham. And West Ham have lost Declan Rice, probably their best player, to be honest. They do also have some decent players, and they do have the Europa League for next season, and I think the Europa League is going to be the one thing that is going to be making them not so good. I think they are going to be a bit too focused on that, and I don't think they're going to focus as much on the Prem, which I think is a bit of a worry for them. In 10th place, I have put Brentford, and I really like the manager, Thomas Frank, the manager of Brentford. I think he's done a great job there. What their main key issue is that Ivan Toney, their best player, is out until January. But they do have good players. They've got Mbuemo, they've got other really good players in their team. I don't think they need to worry. I don't think they'll worry about relegation. I think they will go for European football, but I don't think they'll get it. In 9th place, I put my team, Brighton and Hove Albion, and I think Brighton will do quite well for next season. Last season, they were the 4th most goal-scoring team in the Premier League, and even though they've lost they're one of our key players, McAllister, and we might lose Caicedo, I don't know, but we do have some new transfers like João Pedro and Dahoud, and we've also got James Milner, who I think will be quite good in the changing room and to encourage the players through this European football that we have for next season. I think we are going to be quite strong next season, but I do think Europa League will put us a bit off the Premier League, and I think it might put a bit too much pressure on the players. In 8th place, which is just missing outside of European football, I put Aston Villa, and Aston Villa have made some good signings for next season. For example, Tielemans from Leicester. They do have the Conference League next season, and I think that might put a bit of pressure on the players, and I think that might tire them out a little bit. However, they are a very strong team, and they do deserve the credit. 8th place. In 7th place, which is getting the Conference League, I put a team from North East England, Newcastle. And Newcastle were very good last season. They got Champions League football. However, I think getting Champions League will start to put a bit of pressure on the players. They do have Harvey Barnes, who just came from Leicester, and I do like their system of how they play, and I think they are quite a strong team. Okay, so now in 6th place, which is getting Europa League football, I put the white team from North London, Tottenham. And Tottenham have got some good signings. For example, they've got Maddison from Leicester. I do think they need to keep Kane though, because he was amazing for them last season. He scored loads of goals, and I think if he did go to Bayern Munich, I think that would be a big impact. That'd have a big impact on Tottenham, as I don't think they'll get as many goals. Then the thing which I'm not putting them in the top 4 is mainly because of their defence. The defence is terrible and they need to sort it out. So now in 5th place, I have put Manchester United. And the main thing about them not getting top 4 is that their manager, Erik ten Hag, has got a lot of pressure with the Champions League football coming up ahead. And also this will have a big impact on the players as well. They'll have so many matches next season, and I think it'll be too much for them. They have signed Mason Mount from Chelsea, and I just don't think they've got a good enough squad at the moment to be in the top 4. I think last season they were almost kind of lucky that teams like Chelsea and Tottenham weren't at their best. They also have bad owners, and they need to get the Glazers out soon. I don't know why this hasn't been sorted out already. But yeah, 5th place, Europa League, Manchester United. And now for my top 4, which is the Champions League football. But before I talk about it, join the FPL League right now. The code will be on the screen right now, and there is a link in the description. Make sure you go and join it now. And also, make sure you like the video and subscribe. I'm so close to 400 subscribers, and I really need your help. I am going to try to get loads of subscribers this season. In 4th place, which is Champions League football, I have put Chelsea. And Chelsea last season were terrible. They couldn't score any goals. However, now they do have a complete squad. They've got lots of new players and signings coming through to them. And I think they are going to be really good. I think they're going to be very underrated. They don't have European football, which could seem to be a good thing for them, as they don't need to focus on this, and also they've got less matches, which means they can focus more and train more on the Premier League games. They have got lots of new players, and I think it's almost like a fresh start for them, and I think they will be quite good. Now for my 3rd place team, I have put Liverpool FC, and they signed McAllister from Brighton, which I think is a great signing for them. However, they have seemed to have lost lots of their midfield players, which means I think Trent Alexander-Arnold will need to go into midfield to fill that gap for them. I think that's going to be their one point where they'll struggle. Otherwise, I think they couldn't even go for the title otherwise. They've got some amazing attacking players. And now for second place, I am putting the most expensive squad in the league. Not Man City, Arsenal. Arsenal have now the most expensive squad in the league because they've now signed Declan Rice, which I think is a great signing for them. They've also got Kai Havertz from Chelsea. They've got some great players like Saka as well. They've got a very strong team. And I think we need to watch out for them again because I think they're going to be amazing next season. And I think they could even go on to win. But Man City are just too good right now. And now that leads on to my predicted winner of the Premier League. Like you've guessed it already, it is Manchester City. They are so good. They've got amazing players. They've got Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne. They always win like everything. They're the best team in the world, realistically. They're amazing. They've got amazing players. So there we are. I have predicted League 2, League 1, the Championship, and now the Premier League. If you want to see any more content from me, comment below what you want to see. Or like I said, DM me on Instagram. My link is in the description of the video, like it is in every single video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe.